live stream. Um, just got this model kit in today. This is the Cameo Solomon 72 model kit. This is the JK version, which is like her school uniform version. If you saw my review of the original Cameo figure where she's in her demon form, this is kind of like the follow-up um, figure for her, which they just made into a model kit instead. So I don't know why. Maybe the figure just wasn't successful enough to make it a figure the second time. But in any case, we're going to take a look at this. And but before we do, I did want to talk about the Storm Collectibles Morrigan just a little more now that I've had some time to like sit with her a little more, think about it, and I also looked up all the sprites for her just to see what kind of things they could have done with her. And so I have a few more thoughts on her, and I'll be honest, I I went into this to looking at this figure negatively. I don't think I had a good first impression from the stock photos. And looking back at them now, I still feel like those stock photos look kind of they're kind of like they don't like her face doesn't even look as good as the real thing, okay? And I think that's why. Like her face didn't look super hot to me when I saw these photos. The weirdness with the hip thing, like it kind of gave me a negative first impression. And so I really was like kind of coming into this with a negative point of view. But after I got her, and I think, and if you watch the entire live stream from yesterday, uh, that live stream is so long because I kept like wrestling with how I feel about her. And and in the end, like I started to actually like her, and I have to admit, like after I've spent more time with her, I think I like her a lot. you know? And it's not just copium here. It's I actually think this is I don't want to sound too hyperbolic, but maybe it's Storm's best female figure that at least of the ones I have. And I'm saying that because it doesn't look as awkward as the other ones I've had. So it's not perfect, of course. Yes, there's still issues with how they're doing this, but I have to say I really like the look of this figure, and it's very easy to pose her and have her look good. Like, and that's not something I can say about the other Storm female figures. I like if you saw the stream yesterday, I said I have a very hard time posing their other figures and having them look natural. Whereas with this figure, it's very easy. It's like like this looks very pretty good, right? Like I'm digging it. And so just and I just found myself like yesterday and today like wanting to look at her, wanting to pose her more. And I think that's a mark of a good figure. So I know I said yesterday multiple times that she's not a must buy, but I think if you are a Morgan fan, then she kind of is, even with her issues. And there are quite a few issues. Like, I can actually get past this whole thing, which was a big issue, which is a big issue for a lot of people still. And it was for me too. Like, when I saw that, I was like, oh boy. And yes, it is very weird if you bend both legs. But honestly, I'm not going to be posing her with both legs forward like that. At least I can't think of a reason to do that. But you could still, so it's not perfect, right? And I don't think we should be expecting perfect. And I don't want to make excuses for them either. But there's still a lot of great poses you can do without making it look weird. And because of that, I'm having fun posing her. I like posing her, and I took a few photos of her yesterday, and they turned out good. I like like part of it is like your lighting too, right? Like this lighting is pretty harsh because there's like lights coming from everywhere. So it's kind of easy to see all of the joints and stuff. But with if you're doing like if you're into figure photography, it's very easy to make her look good. Okay. And even with all of this lighting hitting her in all directions, I still think she looks good. Like she just visually looks good to me, and I can get past this. I can because it kind of does transition pretty well here. But anyway, what else did I want to say? I still can't figure out where this face style comes from. Like I don't know. I looked at a bunch of Morrigan artwork and how she looks in a bunch of all the different games she's in, and I think the closest might be like Marvel versus Capcom 3. She kind of looks like this, like has this kind of more angular face with the more um, angular eyes. Yeah, it's definitely not the not the Bengus artwork. It's definitely not her typical artwork that's in her game in the games, right? Because it's kind of a softer look. It's not as angular. Um, but then again, Bengus does draw differently sometimes, and every once in a while she does have like, or he does like a more angular style. But yeah, so I still can't quite. I don't know exactly what they're basing this face sculpt on, but even with that, it's still good. I still think it's good. Um, but yeah, the alternate heads still a big negative for me. Um, the smiling and the angry, just not different enough. They definitely could have done better with that. Like waste of plastic. Uh, so yeah, like at least with the bug eye face, they're doing something with that, right? At least they're doing something. At least it's different. What else? Articulation wise, I think the weakest point, besides the weirdness at the hips, is the ankles. There's just like not a whole lot of motion there. Um, and of course, because of the angle of the foot, you're not really going to get much ankle tilt out of that either. Like you can kind of push it to get a little bit more motion out of it, but it's still very limited. Uh, is it that important? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, when I was taking photos, it was a little tough getting her feet flat, but you can do it. You can do it with some work, and she can stand on her own, even on these heels. Um, Accessories, another negative for me, especially after seeing all of her sprites Like I looked at almost like all the different moves she does, refreshed my memory, and yeah, there are quite a few moves she does with like where her wings turn into blades, and that's I think that's why I thought these were her feet blades were wings at first, because there are a lot of moves where her wings turn into blades, and so I think did they need to have two feet blades? I don't think so. I think they could have just stuck with one, because she never uses two at the same time. They could have just made one and then like made it so that it could fit both feet, either foot. You know, if you wanted to have her kicking from while she's facing left or facing right, you know, if she's doing her mirror move, um, it could have just they could have easily made this like engineered it to just fit both feet, either one, and just done one. And then these hair, I yeah, another waste of plastic, if you ask me. They really don't need, especially these two. Like the difference between these two is so like one curves a little at the bottom and the other doesn't. Like why? And from the side, it looks practically the same. And it's like, why? Like, what a waste. What a waste. Just maybe have one of those. This one I can understand because it does look like this. The sprite does look like that when she's throwing a fireball, her fire bat thing. But yeah, they could have done more. They could have. What would I have liked to see? I would have liked to see like maybe the jetpack. You know, she does like her wings can turn into a jetpack, and she does a few moves that uses that. Like her super, she flies across the screen. Her aerial suplex thing, she grabs somebody, uses the jetpack, slams them. So that could have been useful. Even having her wings turn into the blades. There's ones where it's like a short blade thing, and then there's ones with like a bigger blade that looks kind of like this. So that's another possibility. Uh, but yeah, there were a lot of possibilities they could have gone, and I don't think they needed to include so many hair pieces. They didn't need to include two of these feet blades. Just I don't know. I think that was just a poor decision on their part. Maybe they're just like, yeah, I just don't understand. I don't understand the decision for these two. It doesn't make sense to me. What else? Other kind of nitpicky things. I I wish these wings on her head were posable. Like they don't move at all, because her wings are they're movable, like just like these wings, or they should be, and they can be up, they could be down, they could be folded backwards more, you know, they could be more horizontal, but you can't do that with the figure, and that's unfortunate. They could have just put these on little ball joints, maybe made a little bit of room around them, but they didn't. These are stuck in there, and they don't move. They don't rotate. That's it. Um, and I think it also would have been nice. Well, they haven't really done this. I haven't seen Storm do it since Tyrus Flare. But on Tyrus Flare, they gave her interchangeable hair pieces, right? So they gave her like two different bangs styles and two different back hair pieces. And I think that kind of would have been cool if they could do something similar with Morrigan, or even some of their other figures too. And that kind of would have been cool because you could mix and match on Tyler's Fair. You can mix and match the hairstyles. So like, it's like the other back hair was more relaxed. I forget what the other bang piece looked like, but it was different. And you can mix and match. I believe, yeah, I believe initially this bang piece was with the straight hair, and but yeah, I just you could choose the style that you wanted to match with the other style, and it was kind of cool. I like that, but I haven't seen them do that since this figure. But I think that would have been cool. I think that instead of including three different heads with all the same like bang style, they could have at least like switched it up because people draw her hair differently, right? And so here we have like this kind of stringy bangs, but they could have done one where it's like more parted in the middle and it's just like two separate pieces. Um, yeah, like even even the artwork on the box is kind of like that. You know, it's kind of more parted in the middle, and then there's like these kind of two main separate pieces. They could have done a style like that if you prefer that. That would have been nice. But I guess so. Instead, they just have the same style across all of them. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's like a manufacturing type of thing. I don't know. But I think that would have been cool if you could just like have different styles, pop off the one you or put on the one you prefer. Basically, I think that would have been cool. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about that for now. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, so overall, I think I have come around on this, and I do really like this figure now. I do like the way she looks. I think she is, of all the female figures from Storm that I have, she's the easiest to pose, and she just looks good. It's easy to make her look good. So that's what I like. And yeah, I think I'm glad I bought her now. I don't know. Yeah, so I think if you are a Morrigan fan, I think you might want to pick that up. But I'll leave that up to you. So let's move on. Um, this right here, I just got this in today. This is a model kit, so obviously I'm not gonna like build it right now. We don't got that kind of time. But I did want to like kind of open it up to see what it's like. See how good this thing is. So if you remember, this is Cameo by who is this? Orange Cat Studio. Is that what they're called? Orange Cat Industry. Orange Cat Industry. They mainly make model kits. So this Cameo action figure was kind of an interesting product for them because they usually don't make like pre-made action figures. They usually make model kits. And maybe it wasn't so successful because they did announce this, and I remember when they announced it, I don't think they said whether it would be a model kit or an action figure, but it ended up being an a model kit. And I bought this off AmiAmi. Interestingly, they kind of removed the listing for this. Like, I don't know why, but I tried to look her up again, and it's just gone. But thankfully, if you ordered from her, they they fulfilled the order. So yeah. Let's take a look at the box here. This is a kind of a pretty nice box. printed on all sides. There are alternate pieces if you want orange hair or gray hair. Ironically, no, I don't know why there's no blue hair. Like she has blue hair here. I don't know. What's her natural hair color? I don't know. And there's also alternate skirt pieces. So there's this gray, and then there's red, I believe. So let's see what we got here. And then there's alternate faces and alternate hands. And yeah, pretty kind of typical little accessories. And yeah, there's an alternate sitting torso or something. I think she has a Nintendo Switch-esque gaming device that she can hold. All right, so yeah, that's the box. Rununte is the sculptor, and he's also the one that sculpted this. He's done a few other stuff. He mostly does model kits, I think, model kit sculpting. All right, let's open this up. It's not sealed at all. I'm gonna just pop that open here. This reminds me of the Motoroid boxes. Why is this not coming out? Okay, there we go. There we go. So it's got an inner box or inner tray type of deal. Nothing else in there. Got her orange hair. Is that? It's kind of like it's not gray hair. It's not white. It's kind of a very light purple. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but it's a very light purple. So we've got hair, gray skirt, blank face plates. I'm sure there's decals. Just a little switch, cell phone. Various parts. Her sweater, shoes. There's like this other device she has. It's like I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's like a remote control camera. It's got these two big wheels on it. Antenna. Some kind of I don't know. Don't know, man. All right. Printed faceplates, which is always nice. They look pretty good. Alternate sweater color. Did they show that on the box? That's cool. Other body parts. Another faceplate here. Let's deal with that. Body parts, her socks. Cool. Red skirt parts, and since it's the same runner as the gray, you get another switch, another cell phone. And look at this, dual moded pink. That's kind of cool. So you don't have to, oh, wait a minute. It's not dual moded, it's just, they just painted it. Interesting. That's the inside of her mouth for the open mouth faceplates. That's why they painted it. Okay. Underwear collar, other things that are white, and the display stand for the clear parts. Triangular. We got some decals. Oh, and it's got real straps for her bag? Or whatever that is. Does she have a bag? Let's take a look at these instructions. Piece of paper in here. I'm wondering if this is a correction or if they just... Anyway, let's take a look here. Let's see. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Instructions look pretty clear. It's the alternate sitting pose. Here's the little bag. Oh, this is what the strap is for. That's kind of weird, right? What is that? Goes around her waist. Is this like is it supposed to be like her Switch case? It's where she stores her Switch when she's not using it. I suppose so. All the different accessories, her weird remote control thingy. And I have no idea what this is about here. What is this? I don't know what that would be for. And that's the last page. All right. One of these days, I'll build this. I don't know when. Gosh, I have so many model kits I haven't built. I don't know. I don't know if I'd work on this model kit next if I had to choose. I think I have ones I'd rather build first, like Sophia F. Schuring. All right, let's put this back in here. All right. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of wish it wasn't a model kit because, like, I've just had less time now. But it was cheaper as a model kit. I think this was like, how much was this? $30 maybe. It was, compared to an action figure, it was much more affordable. But you're paying with time on model kits. You're paying with your own time. But it's kind of like building Lego, I guess, right? Building it should be part of the fun. Should be. But yeah, they didn't mention the alternate sweater color here. So that's kind of cool that it's included. But yeah, that's that. I don't know if you guys are into model kits and stuff. I'm trying to think what is coming next. I think the next thing that would be coming in are the snail shell, the succubus from snail shell, right? Maybe? I don't know. But anyways, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you for joining. Thanks for all your comments about Morrigan. Yeah, I kind of did a 180 on this figure. Like, um, I'm gonna try and edit that live stream down just so it's easier to watch. I know it's really long, but I really was kind of working through my feelings for this for Morgan while I was doing it. I was like, oh man. But I do like the way it looks. So I don't know where I put her hair. Where did I put her? The rest of her hair. Oh, but yeah. There it is. There we go. Cheese hole. But yeah. Alrighty. So awesome. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Like and subscribe. Someone's at my door. Okay. I'll see you guys later. All right. Peace. Bye.